Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Startup SuperNova 2022. Can I hear the vibe in the audience? We shall not forget that it is a Friday afternoon, after all, even though we have such a murky day out today. We have brightness in this room, lots of fresh and new ideas from this magnificent project, the Startup SuperNova project, which is of course, hosted by CLAC, Icelandic Startups, and Nova. The participants you will see here on the stage today they started in June with their programs, and of course there were many more, and they were selected out of more than 50 participants or groups and 50 ideas, and they have come here and gone through an intensive 6 weeks acceleration process where they have had the benefit of being mentored and lectured by people who have given up their time, people in the startup community and in the investor community, and we are very appreciative of their time and effort and everybody who has participated in this program. So let's give it up for the people behind all of this today. Please, thank you. But now it's time to get our panelists here up on stage or onto this separate stage that they have. I would like to invite to the stage first Guðjón Már Guðjónsson from Ós. Please. Jenny Ruth Hrafsdóttir from Crowberry. And Kristján Ingi Mikaelsson from MGMT. So they will be our panel today. They will be here, of course, to listen to the talks. And then you're going to ask the teams a few questions. So what are the main concerns that an investor has at this stage? What will be the focus of your questions today, you feel?
That's a good question. I don't know, just see the fruits of their labor over the summer. As we know, it has been a notoriously bad summer, so I'm expecting some great work because of the rain and
of course,
bad weather.
They were very focused, I think, also.
So they have to be extra good this year.
Yeah. So high hopes. So tell me a little bit about maybe your positions, or Kristján, your company. What are you looking for, and what does your company do?
Yeah, so I'm from MGMT Ventures. It's not like a super formal thing. It's an informal part that we have been building up over the last 12 or 18 months. We do investing in angel stage startups out of Iceland, focusing on different trends, not too focused on tech or anything, but just something that excites us. Investing our own money, building startups. I've always been fascinated with building, and we need more builders in Iceland.
Yeah. So even ideas on the stage that we see today would be worthy for investment from your perspective.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, many people here probably think that some people are early with the companies that they have, or too late, or whatever. But we have invested in a company that went through Startup SuperNova, for example.
Exactly.
Snjallgögn. So yeah, go for it.
What about you, Jenny?
Yeah, hi. So I'm from Crowberry. We invest early stage, sometimes pre-revenue. We're a team of 7 based here in Reykjavik and Copenhagen. We have roughly 20 companies in our portfolio so far, and 17 billion ISK under management.
And how do you feel that the startup community has evolved here in Iceland? Have you seen some development?
Oh yeah, it has come a long way. We were actually just discussing it here before. Like, this venue is so awesome. When I was with a startup in 2012-13 in Boston, and we just had Marriott carpets, rooms that were not like this. This is amazing. And then of course, with this nice ecosystem, you have more people going into startups, and also just with the spirits around them and good people.
Guðjón, you've been around with the startup culture for a very long time. You have a lot of experience. Any thoughts on this development and what has happened?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, thanks big time to Clark and especially Nova. This is fantastic. It's going to be a great end of summer, beginning of school to attend the SuperNova event. So yeah, well, I'm super impressed. I'm also impressed with the startups that are going through this process, and I believe that out of this process, the startups will be ready to approach investors like we have here. So yeah, I'm just happy to see this development in Iceland.
There's one very cool thing that I would like to mention at this stage. It's actually a little bit of a nuance as well. It's an interesting conflict that Guðjón has as a panelist here today, because one of the participants is related to you, and typical Icelandic thing maybe, but this is of a pretty interesting nature, and of course we will consider that, of course, when you do
it's
your...
my father.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind
I
of
promise
cool.
not to ask any questions to that company, so
Yeah.
a bit of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, of course, just something that we want to have everything transparent and everything, so, but we will let you know in due time. But it's kind of cool because you also have a son in the startup community.
I don't know if he's here, I'm not sure. Yeah, he has, yes, my son has a startup called Overtune, so they are, they've been going through similar process as many of the startups here, so yeah, it's fun.
This is such a cool thing. 3 generations of people in startup. If there's international journalist here in the room, I think this is just waiting for a big cover story in a big business journal in America. That's how it sounds. We have a very solid performance here from the panel as well, but Guðjón will stay quiet actually for the next presentation, because that's what we mentioned before in the earlier, because the next team has Guðjón's father, whose also name is Guðjón, as one of its members, but he is actually not the one who's going to present. I would like you to give a very warm welcome to Baldvin from Mindnes.
Hi, my name is Baldvin. I'm going to introduce to you Mindnes, the future of time tracking. Now, if you take a look at this screen on the screen here, it says here that the Mindnes helps construction companies manage their time, tasks, and space from automated locations. We have a problem, and bad time tracking is costing the construction industry billions every year. Then I'm talking about the building industry, I'm talking about plumbers, carpenters, masons, and electricians. Now take a look at this guy there. I love this picture. This is a typical worker. He has absolutely no interest to sit down and write his timesheets. He just wants to work. So I love this image. Well, the solution is, of course, 100% automation, and it would feel like superpower for the non-tech savvy. After installation of the app into the mobile or the watch, the user don't need to do anything. It's just there, and it starts to write down all reports automatically. So key features, it manages automatically time, space, and locations and tasks. We have ultra-wideband tech that draws environment paths as heat map. And you can see it there in the app, down there, the heat map. And it also syncs with major accounting systems. We have published alpha version in last July. So we already have the app running. As I said, the beta version, alpha or beta, similar. Why now? Workers today are forced to do more with less. They are just packed with all kinds of things, and they don't have any time. So there's a great need for automation time tracking system on the markets. Also, the ultra-wideband chips are now in all new mobile devices, and they are 10 times better than GPS location systems. The competition, this is the, if you take a look at the screen there, this is few of the apps that building companies are using. And you see up there, we have Mindnes there. This is the only automated system on the market. Now this is a team, we already discussed that, but all of us have developed time tracking systems before. So this is not a new area for us. Our automation tech has potential to save billions for the industry, and we ask for 2 million in funding, and that will give us 1 million in annual recurring revenue in only 24 months. Thank you.
Thank you. I love
Here you
your
have
figures.
Guðjón's father.
Hi, Guðjón's father. I love the graphics and very nicely presented. I'm wondering, you're on the technical and UX side. Who is going to be the commercial figure in the group? And take this through the product market fit phase that you need to start with.
Yeah. I actually run advertising agency, Betterstone, for over 20 years. So there's a lot of experience in that area, in marketing.
So maybe one question. So you have to install a device in the office or
no,
wherever
in
the
the mobile phone or the Apple on your watch, and then the app will totally just do everything, do all reports automatically. The user don't need to do anything. Of course, they can look everything up and swipe into other systems.
So you learn over time where the person goes, their daily routine, and they basically maybe once a month go and fix it or like improve what was not maybe accurately reported. Or
as I said, the ultra-wideband tech, it scans the environment and they build up heat map where you are. So after 5 minutes in each location, you build up events there, and the record starts to be written down in the database.
Okay, so maybe one question regarding who will be buying this. So who in the company will be responsible for championing this? It's probably not the worker, I don't know. Maybe they don't buy it, but maybe they want it, I don't know.
It's a B2B business, and there's a big need there on the market. Companies in the building industry, this is a big problem they have, because the workers are packed of, jobs and tasks, and the workers don't have time to sit down and write, their reports. They maybe do it once in a week or even once in a month in some companies, and then they have to do everything with their own memory, and the human person are not designed to remember all these locations and time and every day. That's not possible.
I see. So maybe one more question. What will you be good at? Are you going to be exporting your stuff into Harvest or other time tracking tools, or will you build the whole suite and be the best at that? Like, what will be your niche?
Yeah, of course. Of course, this will be a standalone as well, but we're going to sync with all major accounting systems, because this many companies are have spent a lot of money and time and effort to implement new systems in their company. So we're going to play with those systems, play along with them as an add-on.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you all.